It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. Tuesday countdown, minus 7 days.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy May 5th. Big day. Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. It's my daughter's birthday. I can't believe it.
Your daughter has another birthday.
Another birthday, which means she's a year older and I'm not. I don't know. Big things
Do you
happen.
celebrate her birthday or the fact that you're 1 year older?
Her birthday.
Because it doesn't sound like that.
Her birthday.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But then to think I was an integral part of that happening, though. No one ever thinks about that.
Because you were the mother?
Yeah, pretty much.
But everybody that's a mother is a mother.
Exactly.
So why is that such a big deal?
Because if you ever think about it, everyone's birthday is because their mother or a mother gave birth to them.
And that's a big deal?
Without having that mother, then yes.
Well, that's why they celebrate Mother's Day Sunday.
Exactly.
Because of that big deal.
Exactly. I remember being in the hospital. It was back in the day when they would keep you in the hospital for a long time, that many years ago. And she was a C-section, so it was a really long time. So I was in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days. And it was when Regis and Kathy Lee was still on. And Kathy Lee had just had a baby because I think her son is like a year older than Chelsea. It was her first Mother's Day. And it was like this whole big deal on that Friday. It was like Mother's Day, and she was a first-time mom. And I'm like laying there thinking, I can't believe this is my life. And now look, here we go.
And she's a big Mama Luke.
And there, I know, things that you remember. Isn't that weird? Like laying in the hospital bed. Like, do you remember when your kids were born, what Michelle was thinking?
When we had Freddie, it was our first. We had gone bowling on a Thursday night. That's how I know Freddie was born on a Friday, or a Saturday, went over. Because when we came home from bowling, Michelle was like 3 centimeters, 6, whatever it is. She says, it's time. So I said to her, yeah, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. She says, no, dummy, it's time for us to go. So we had rehearsed. Suitcase, pillows, this and that. I said, okay, let's go. Because I didn't think she was ready. So I went naked with nothing.
What do you mean?
I didn't take the pillows.
Were you dressed?
My Lamar class, nothing. I was in pajamas. It was real early in the morning on Sunday.
They don't even do Lamaze classes anymore. You learn everything online. It's like a YouTube video, an online class.
So we go to the hospital. And it says, Ms. Santori, we have to take your wife in. She's having a baby. So I said to her, wow, we're unprepared. So I said, you know, in Lamaze, they teach you to focus on a thing. We had like this stuffed animal or whatever it was. So she says, I got nothing to focus.
How'd you forget everything?
I don't know. I blanked out. So I took a hammer and I made a hole in the wall. I got on top of the...
How'd you have a hammer?
It was there. I don't know why it was doing there, but I took it. I made a hole in the wall about this big. I said, there's the dot. I said, there's the dot. Keep an eye on it. And 22 hours later, Freddie came out.
Amazing.
I was exhausted.
I was exhausted.
I was more exhausted than she was because he wouldn't come out. So they were going to do a C-section. They transformed that room from delivery to a C-section in 30 seconds. They put stuff on me.
But he wasn't.
No, because this doctor came along, is Oriental.
Asian.
Him. Came along, and he used the forceps. And he got Freddie in the head. That's why I call Freddie Lumpy. And he grabbed, and I'll never forget the sound of a child coming through a woman. I was going to
What do you mean
faint.
there's a sound?
There's a sound.
There's no sound.
It's a sound of tissue snapping, bones are moving, stuff are happening.
Wow.
And I said, oh my God. Then they grabbed him, he was blue. They did that test and all that, he failed that.
The uppers.
And they whisked him away. He had more hair than Heather and Sophia combined. You couldn't see his face. He looked like King Kong Afro. I said, who's that?
Wow.
And they took him away.
Wow.
And I didn't see him for a few hours later. Apparently he was having trouble breathing. They had to do what the hell they had to do. So, well, I had a grand old time.
Wow, that was a whole lot of story. Wasn't quite prepared for all of that, but thank you.
I had a grand old time. It was bad. Freddie was scary. I thought I was losing him for a second there. And I give you the best thing. I got no attention at the hospital.
Why would you?
I got none.
It was not
Well,
about
I'm
you.
the father. I should find the white. I went home to take a nap. I came back.
Because you were tired.
I was exhausted. And they wouldn't pay attention to me. So you always ask me why I buy jerseys. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, please.
I put on a Ranger jersey, right? Everybody in the hospital thought that I played for the Rangers.
Wow.
I was a big guy back in the day. You know, I used to lift weights and all that. And everybody says, are you a hockey player for the New York Rangers? And yes, I am. And they brought me Michelle like this.
Wow. So it was all about you.
It was all about me.
Wow. Wow. You totally took that whole conversation to a
All
whole
about
nother
me.
turn.
It was. You know why I do that? Because today's Michelle's birthday. Happy birthday,
Isn't it
Michelle.
funny? Michelle and my daughter have the same birthday. And your dad and my son and my granddaughter, they all have the same birthday.
I know. It's
There's
very.
like the secret connection
No,
we
it's
have.
like very creepy. So
It's like a secret connection.
stay
Isn't
over
that
there.
funny?
Very creepy.
It's kind
very
of crazy,
creepy.
right?
I don't know about crazy.
All
but
these
creepy.
birthday things.
I know. Isn't that coincidental?
Totally. Totally. Anyway, happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Well, you know what that means. Laurina Anderson is back, our energy shifter. And today we're talking about power, purpose, and passion. Correct?
The 3 Ps?
It's passion, purpose, and calling.
Oh, passion, purpose, and calling. Yet they can all be integrated, or yet they can stand alone.
The three things?
The three things.
Do the three make one or the one make three?
We're going to find out in her segment.
Get your paper and pencil ready because you may get three for the price of one.
And we are only a week away, 7 days away from Amp Media Futures Caps Off for a Cause. And more, I guess it's just coming together as we get a little bit closer. We've got Socially Funded is confirmed. They're going to be there with some great memorabilia. We're talking to the Boys and Girls Clubs now, and maybe we're going to get a dance. We're going to see. We've got Creeper Jr., we've got John Justice Parker. We also have the Pleasures. I was going to say, I had the P's in my head. The Pleasures joining us. Crazy Uncle Mike's, 5 o'clock on May 7th, and it's all about the Amp Media Futures Foundation. Unfortunately, some of our crew are graduating. We tried to get it in before they went home, but some are here, some are not, but you're going to see a lot of them on social media. So check out all of their affirmations, from the Ubuntu Girls Guide to Greatness by Dana Sardano, of Find Joy, Love Yourself Unconditionally. That was Raina's. That went out yesterday.
I saw that today.
Which was great. I thought she was coming in today, Ella.
No, I thought she was, but she isn't.
She
I
is.
just saw the one you guys posted for Silk.
So I guess we're not going to see her anymore. I guess she's
she's
done too. I know.
Unless she comes by Tuesdays and does a cameo.
I do not know.
I saw that.
Leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh,
So
she's
it's
leaving.
pretty quiet. They're all like moving and doing their own thing.
Well, they like exit stage right.
But things to do, we've got Laurina Anderson, Helen Archer, and we've got Abdullah has a special piece he's been working on for 2 weeks, actually with Facts with Abdullah, so we'll see what he's put together on that.
Yeah, we still have Shakespeare.
Shakespeare is on the board, and
when
Sophia's doing her
when he's
thing.
around. Sophia is, God help us all.
And she's here too. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, Laurina Anderson, more to come. We'll be right back.
Finding the world's best coffee. Nothing can stop Don Pablo from getting you the rarest coffees. Traveling across continents, climbing the highest mountains, overcoming immense obstacles, all for the quest of greatness. Experience this excitement with every sip.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Looking for a night out that actually gives back? Amp Media Futures Foundation presents Caps Off for a Cause. Join us at Crazy Uncle Mike's. Enjoy drinks, light bites, live entertainment, and real connection. May 12th, 5 to 7:30 p.m. Tickets are just $36 donation. Spots are limited, so grab yours now. Sponsor opportunities are available.
Looking for music that brings back the memories? True Oldies FLA is South Florida's premier destination for timeless hits from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Brought to you by M2 TV Network. Broadcasting across multiple FM and HD stations, including 95.3 FM in Delray Beach and Boca Raton, 95.9 FM in Palm Beach County, 96.9 FM in Broward County and North Miami-Dade, and 106.9 FM on the Treasure Coast. True Oldies, FLA. Feel good music that spans generations.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Today is May 5th. That means it's Cinco de Mayo. First off, I want to start off by saying that it is not Mexico's Independence Day. That is September 16th. Alright? Okay. Cinco de Mayo is actually a day where Mexicans celebrate the day they win in the Battle of Puebla against France in May 5th, 1862. That battle lasted 3 hours long. France lost nearly 500 soldiers, while Mexico lost less than 100 soldiers. Ever since the battle, it became a sense of pride for Mexico, making it a national holiday. Nowadays, it's a grand national celebration that's also celebrated in the United States. So celebrate with a grand feast of authentic Mexican food and drinks. Also, today is the birthday of an iconic anime character, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece.
Hi!
I met her in the parlor where the money meets the dollar. And jackpot times are so much fun, we jump around and holler. Once in a while we'd win a pile and we'd dance and sing and play. Then we're back again with a mighty glow, 'cause we know there's another day. We watch our numbers with bated breath, but still we're holding hands, 'cause I know if we win or lose, I'll always be her man. Now I play with her and her friends, but we ain't just playing bingo. We're having fun both night and day, and I call her my Lady Bingo.
Pleasure. So come on out and check.
Don't check with me.
I have to talk to Karen, see if we can get her or Ben in for a morning show or something between now and then, so they can do some promotion for it.
I got 5 people who I just talked to that are coming in, that are bringing deals or deal shakers or bakers or whatever you want to call them. Something's going on again.
What does that mean?
It happens when she shows up. That's what
is that what it is?
That's what it is. And Dana Sordano, we just made an announcement. It's going to be on South Florida Oldies at 7:30 every other week.
Thursday nights.
On Thursday nights.
Very cool. So we're going to change Lorraine's background. And while we do that, we've got our energy shifter joining us. She's back from all of her vacations, at least for now. And she was at a conference and talking about the retreat. How all of that went.
How the power of oneself can actually change things. And it's funny that we talked about this because I know that we did something in the studio and yada, yada, yada. You know the lady who talked to you, she did something for us in here.
Yeah, she's going to be here tomorrow.
And it got crazy here for a few days. And when I tell you crazy, things started to break, things started to fall. I tripped and my knee is killing me. I tripped over teacher's tire that had a flat in it. That was the last thing bad that happened. After that, it seems to be calming down now.
I think you tripping has nothing to do with what was cleaned out. I think you tripping has to do with you didn't see the tire on the ground at night and you fell over it. But
well, that's called not paying attention, honey.
No, the tire, Gato changed it pitch black on blacktop. Puts it behind the car. I'm going to go get his tools and I didn't see it. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
was
It was
at
so
night?
dark. Yeah.
Wow.
And I tripped, not only once, twice.
You did?
I went down on the knee, and that hurt.
You did it so quietly.
So I turned over, so I didn't land on my face.
I didn't even hear you.
Well, what do you want me to scream?
All next I hear is Abigail saying, "Are you
Be quiet,
okay?"
you.
I look on the ground, and you're on the ground.
Oh, that hurt.
I thought we were going to talk about it, though.
No, now we can.
Oh, now we can?
It's past, and the energy shifter's here.
All right, we've got Laurina Anderson joining us. It's been a few weeks. We've got a lot to catch up on, so let's roll her intro.
This portion of the Brooklyn Cafe Show is brought to you by Laurina Anderson, the Energy Boss.
Hi, everyone, and welcome Cinco de Mayo today. So it's great to be back. Yes, I was out for a couple of weeks. I was up in Boone, North Carolina, and not only participating, but one of the speakers for Soul Treat, which was a 3.5-day retreat, all about, releasing, letting go, renewal, and how to step into your highest and your best. So my panel happened to be on passion, purpose, and calling. So there are 3 distinct energy fields, but they also play along with each other. So passion, that's kind of like your what lights you up, what you feel makes your soul sing. The other thing too is purpose. Purpose allows you to put into place what your passion is. And then there's the calling. And the calling is something that won't let you be, because it continually is letting you know that there's something more inside of you. So what I say is that passion happens to be the light that sparks within you. Purpose organizes that light. And calling is something that claims you. It won't let you be, because there's something deeper inside of you, that inside of your soul, that needs to be brought to the world. So it was a really amazing time that we spent. And the other thing that was really important, sometimes your passion, it doesn't necessarily grow right from the very beginning. It takes some time for that passion to awaken within you. There are a few, that understand their passion young in life, such as my husband. He knew at the age of 12 that he wanted to be a pilot. Even though he went through school, high school, he finished college and everything, but he always had that passion on the inside of himself to fly planes. And after about, 40, 45 years of flying planes, he not only stepped into his passion, but also his purpose. And that purpose organizes our passion. It allows us to identify what the goals are and then how to get there. With your calling, it was deep within him, and it was one of those things that he just couldn't ignore, because it would excite him. He was thrilled to be in that arena. So one of the questions I have for you is, what makes your soul sing? What is your passion? Have you had the opportunity of bringing it into purpose as of yet? As I said, sometimes it takes, a good, 10, 20 years for you to finally identify and understand your passion. But how is that passion being manifested within you? The other thing that I think that is really, really important is that the purpose. How do we allow the organization of our passion to be put out there, not only for ourselves, but how we interact with other people? How do we allow our purpose to shine the light in someone else? So one of the suggestions also, not everybody can follow their passion, because they either have a family to raise, or they have, rent, or they have gas. So one of the things that I always preface is sometimes we need to fund our passion. So when I was doing my coaching and everything, I was a fitness trainer because I needed to fund my passion. I knew where I was going. I just had to make sure that I had enough resources to be able to live and cover my rent and food, that type of thing. But this is the really important thing. If you're funding your passion, always make sure, remember that you can't have funding without fun. And when you begin to identify your goals and the steps to your goals, I want you to feel the fun part of it. Because there is something inside, something innate, that calling again, that excites you and allows you to have fun while you're gaining all the various steps in order to attain that goal. Now there are some, I do have to say, I love singing. I've been singing since I was 5 years old. And even though I have a passion for it, you know, I was a singing telegrammer. I was a gaslight girl, meaning it was a private key club, but we sang and we danced. I sing happy birthday for everyone that I know of. I've got a wicked Marilyn Monroe. But I also knew that that was not my ultimate calling. My ultimate calling is transforming people's lives. And that's one of the reasons why I went back to school at such a late age. I mean, I didn't go back until I was 38. I got my master's in 1 year when I was 42, 43, something like that, and then worked in the addictions field. But I knew what my passion was. And then I needed to go back to school in order to organize my passion for the purpose. But it had always been a calling on the inside, always. And so that's one of the things that I'd love for you to identify. What is the calling? What keeps, you know, talking in the back of your head going, or inside your ear, going, there's something more. There's something more. When I was 40 years old, even though I'm in school and everything and I'm doing schoolwork, I'm 40 and I'm like, okay, what's my life's purpose? Well, I realized it. Sometimes it doesn't come until later. For me, it came a little late. but at 71, I am still just coming to my peak and loving everything about my transformational process that I've gone through, but also how to help others transform as well. So remember, your passion is that light inside of your soul. The purpose is how you achieve the ability of putting your passion to work. And your calling, it claims you, and it's not going to let you go until you follow it. If you have any questions about any of that, please call me. My office number, 954-647-5525, or email me at la@ishiftyourenergy.com. And I would love to help you identify what your passion is, put it into actionable steps so that you can achieve it, so that you can finally feel your divine life purpose and soul mission, which is your calling. So thanks.
Interesting. So it can be standalone or it all combines.
It stands alone at first. Because a lot of times, if you have this passion, you don't know what to do with it. You know, I mean, okay, I love to sing. I sang in choirs. I did, as I said, I sang singing telegrams. You know, I put it to work, but I had no ultimate goal for it. You know, I didn't have a process that allowed me to really excel and get out in public to sing in that manner. Because I always knew I have a good voice, but I don't have an outstanding voice. And, you know, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me. My true purpose, though, and I consider it my divine life purpose, is helping individuals transform their thought processes, understanding their beliefs, and how to step into their power and their magnificence.
Based on your passion and your purpose.
Yes, and the calling.
But
you have to
sometimes
know, but
you don't know what it is,
yeah,
right?
You have to know that. I had 2,000 jobs, trying to do things that I thought I enjoyed, but they weren't calling me.
Okay.
They weren't doing the work that I wanted to do. It wasn't me being myself. It was me being somebody else for somebody else. So my question is, if you meet somebody who for years has done multiple things, but was never there, if you know what I'm saying, at that point, how do you talk to them so that they can actually change? Because it's there. How do you get the confidence enough in themselves to say, you know what, I'm going to do it this way to see if it's successful? How do you get that? How do you do that?
Well, I think that what you said is really, really important, because we do go through so many different changes. I mean, I can't begin to tell you the amount of different jobs that I've had. You know, from being, I sold fine printing paper. I was a receptionist. I sold print. I went back to school, you know, because all of a sudden I started realizing what my purpose was, what I was really good at. Because I always had people coming to me for advice. Then when I came into Fort Lauderdale, you know, I am a fitness coach and teaching people how to, you know, get into shape and everything. Guess what? I was still coaching. I sold real estate. I was still coaching. You know, everything that I did happened to be part of who I was. My passion was the coaching. I just found different elements and different ways of allowing that passion to come to fruition, much like you. You know, I always like to say that there is no such thing as wasted time. Everything that you've ever experienced has brought you to this time and place. And it's your past that has allowed you to grow into each one of those areas, so that in the end, not saying that this is the end, this is very well could be the very beginning for you. You have so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much experience that your passion is part of who you are. You would not have taken on those different jobs had you not felt something on the inside. So that's what passion is. You feel it on the inside. It's the light that sparks within you. It's one of those things that allows you to wake up early in the morning and say, okay, now what am I going to do today? How am I going to do it? What sparks your soul?
Interesting. It's interesting because I turned to this after I had done all of that. This was not even a thought. I had no clue about any of streaming. I had a clue about nothing. And then I started meeting people at the radio station. I met her.
Yeah.
And I thought that when she did her thing, we were at iHeart too, weren't we?
Yes, that's where we started. iHeart. Yeah.
And when I met her, all of a sudden, the different things started to change, different ideologies and philosophy. But this was never, ever a blueprint. I didn't even know what a camera was. I didn't care. I had no patience for setting up people. None of this. This came out of no place. But then when I started to do it, and I made a lot of mistakes doing it, and my son was with me, Freddie was with me for a little bit, and people that I knew was in it, then I started to meet people that it started making sense of it.
Do you feel like this is a passion, a purpose, or a calling? Or
I do.
Which, or all of them?
All of it, but it's because my train was on every track in America. But when I met people like her, my train started to go on a track. And we were together doing stuff for a real, real long time. And I would listen to her doing the interviews, and how she spoke in the lobby was just as important as the show, because I saw how she worked. And I saw how she was able to get people's confidence and things, and those type of different things. Subtle things in the business that a lot of people don't understand, she does. Now, I don't know if she did it because she knew what the hell she was doing, but I'm going to tell you, it was good.
I knew really what the hell I was doing.
I was shocked.
Definitely.
You always were coaching, and you're kind of coaching here.
I was
they still talk. Weren't
like
you a baseball, but you were a sports
yes.
coach,
and,
but you coach kids.
I coach kids and their parents. The parents is who I coach. The kids, I just tapped into letting them have fun, and I highlighted and told them, you can do this. And if they couldn't, I made them do it, and I made them do it until I did. But I was coaching the parents.
You know what Gazo and Jay say, here he goes again with his another motivational talk. Same thing.
I love it.
But if you see where I came from, when I met her, I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know what the hell. I know that the guy who left me the radio shows from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 9 o'clock at night, he left me a book of business. He gave it to me.
Wow.
He didn't sell it to me. He said, "Here, Freddie." And I said, "What do I got to give you for this?" He says, "Go have fun."
You know, that is another really amazing point, because when we tap into our passion, sometimes we have no clue how to put it into words, but it is a feeling, a sensation within the body, right? And then all of a sudden, now see, I love angels. So I watch angel miracles all the time. And all of a sudden, the angels in the universe, they work together and they say, "Oh, okay, wait a minute. We need this person to come in, and we need him to follow that path and keep that door closed, but make sure he doesn't get stuck in the hallway." All right? And then all of a sudden, all these people start lining up for you. And it allows that passion then to come alive even greater. Sure. And the purpose then is shown to you. You know, sometimes it smacks upside the head, and other times it gives you just little taste. But whatever it is that lives within you, you know, we all have a soul purpose here. So it's allowing that purpose to come alive within us, and we do that by watching all those miracles happening. You know, because the passion never goes away. The calling never goes away. Sure. The calling, it claims you. You have no other choice. The choice, the free will that you do have, is when you're going to allow that calling to infiltrate your beingness and really identify it. And then allowing that calling, allowing the passion to open up that calling within you. And then the purpose is putting together the game plan. And sometimes we, as you said, we don't even know what that game plan is, but we're still following one foot in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other, and we don't stop. And look at where you're at today. True. It's absolutely amazing, you know, to watch the evolution, because our soul is here to evolve at every single moment. And it's got a path that it needs to experience so that we gain even more wisdom. And the more that we do that, the more we can help others. You know, by helping ourselves and allowing that to filter through us, we also set the ability of allowing others to experience their own passion, understanding their purpose and their calling. So yes, you can have it separately. You can have your passion but not know what in the world it is. You know, all you know is that there's something inside of you. Well, that's calling and purpose and passion, all three of them. You know, it's kind of hard to you know, take them separately. However, they do come in increments. Okay, your calling is always going to be there. It, as I said, it claims you. And that calling is something that's inside. It's something that you signed up for when you decided to come into this earth, right? And then you go through, like Freddie said, all these different steps. You know, as much as I have, the different jobs that I've had and everything. However, that's how all of a sudden you start identifying what your passion is, what sparks you, what's your light, how do you shine your light? And that's where the purpose comes in. And the purpose organizes your ability of shining your light to others. The more you allow yourself to shine, the more you give permission to others to shine their light as well. And then you get to guide them. As you said, I used to work with the kids too on coaching. No. I worked with the parents, because the kids still have the boundaries and everything, what they can do, what they can't do, based on what the parents' training and guidance is, right? So I worked with the parents instead. And that way it filtered down into the children, so that then all of a sudden they're doing breathing techniques. They're identifying who they really are on the inside. Their wisdom started, you know, opening up and blossoming, because their parents were right there to allow that to happen.
It's funny because you did the same thing when you used to work for your father's doctor's office. And he was a baby doctor, right? Mm-hmm. And you used to talk to the parents. And the instructions were to the parents. And I remember me being a parent, I used to take Freddie to the doctor, and he used to tell me, okay, he's going to start doing this. You know that app that we make fun of, that was my doctor. He was the yap.
Of course.
And he used to tell me this is what's going to happen and yada, yada, yada. But you were training the parents on how to receive information, how to take care of the kid. We all have one common tie, and it's that. We were always training adults one way or the other. I mean, you have a master's in it, in early childhood education, don't you?
Yes.
You're like my sister. I grew up around that. And the funny thing about my life is that unless you have it and then it's not there, then you realize you're missing something. And that's what happened with her. And then I realized there was a big hole that had to be filled. There was something else. Because she used to be really good in the lobby, on set, and after the set. And she used to control a lot of temperaments, like Lou and all that at the beginning, when he was a wild man. Lou used to be with me on the air for over an hour and a half at one time. You know, he used to do 2 shows. It was just craziness. So I learned all this without a plan. I didn't know it was coming.
Shocker.
And that's why, you know, and Linda says to me, when are you going to hang up your cleats and all that? I don't know. I had cleats. I'm just doing what I do. And it's a little bit different with the way I see things than the other people see it, because I never planned for this.
How do people find you? Since he's not planning, how do people plan to find their passion and their purpose and their calling with you?
You're so cute. You can get a hold of me at my office. Leave me a message, please, 954-647-5525. Or you can email me at la@ishiftyourenergy.com. You can also visit my website, which is www.ishiftyourenergy.com. And I'd love to hear from you. My whole entire life, I consider it a privilege to be able to help transform people's lives. So please give me a call. Don't hesitate. It's time.
Give her a call. The time is now. It's summer. And this morning we started working on some new ideas, because summer gives you time to sit back and breathe a little bit, but try out the things that you don't have time to do in season. So definitely reach out to Laurina Anderson, ishiftyourenergy.com. Find your passion, your purpose, your calling. Identify it just in time to kick off the fall season. Have some fun, as they say, play in summer. Find it. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society joining us. Let's see why you tripped over that tire. Maybe there was a moon and a different planet.
No, there was a tire in my way and I didn't see it. That's all there was.
It happened to have been a full moon that night, by the way.
That didn't help.
Oh, that's it.
That didn't help.
We'll be right back.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Welcome to La Mesa Cafe Bistro, where every cup has a story. From freshly brewed coffee to comforting, flavorful dishes, it's the perfect place to slow down and savor the moment. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Stop by and taste the difference at 48 Northeast 1st Avenue. Boca Raton.
Looking for great coffee and a place to unwind? Come to Tiki Coffee and Desserts. We serve gourmet coffee made fresh, rich espresso, smooth lattes, and handcrafted specialty drinks made just the way you like them. Pair it with one of our delicious desserts, from creamy cheesecakes to fresh pastries and sweet treats made to satisfy every craving. No matter what you're in the mood for, you can trust that it's been prepared with care and quality ingredients. Enjoy a warm, welcoming atmosphere where our friendly staff make you feel right at home the moment you walk in. Whether you're meeting friends, taking a break, getting some work done, or simply treating yourself, Tiki Coffee and Desserts is the perfect stop. Don't miss out on an irresistible experience you'll want to come back to again and again. Tiki Coffee and Desserts, the hottest new coffee shop in Boca.
At AM2TV, we don't just create content, we produce experiences. From concept to final cut, we bring your vision to life with cinematic quality and precision. Whether it's music videos, branded content, or live productions, we make it stand out. AM2TV, where your vision gets amplified.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to Facts with Abdullah, and today we have a special episode. When someone thinks of monarchies in Europe, they often think of them as something long gone in the past, as most of them have bit the dust. The downfall of monarchies in Europe can be traced to the French Revolution, which questioned its very existence and provided an alternative form of government. While the revolution may have initially failed its goals of spreading democracy all over Europe, its wishes would eventually come true as the World Wars saw the destruction of monarchies all over Europe, giving way to the liberal democracies we see today. Any monarchy that managed to survive the World Wars are no more than figureheads with no political power whatsoever. But what if I were to tell you that for a while there was a European monarchy that not only managed to survive the world wars, but had actual power? I present to you the Greek monarchy. First, one thing that needs to be stated is that the monarchy that ruled the modern Greek state is not a continuation of the Byzantine Empire, as any surviving Byzantine royalty that managed to survive the Ottoman conquest fled to Russia, leaving no royalty behind in Greece. In fact, the monarchy that came to power following the Greek War of Independence was not of historic Greek origin, as the founding monarch is of Bavarian origin, which is in modern-day Germany. You might be wondering, why is a German the king of Greece? This is because during the London Conference of 1832, Britain, France, and Russia, who helped the Greeks during the War of Independence, decided who should rule Greece. This was done without the consultation of the Greeks, which explains how a German was allowed to rule Greece. This decision was proven to be a miscalculation on the part of the great powers, as Otto, the German prince they installed, was rather unpopular amongst the Greek population. The combination of him being Catholic, the inability to participate in the Crimean War, and the blundering of foreign affairs like the Don Pacifico incident eventually led to his expulsion for a coup, ending his 30-year reign. Otto was replaced with George I, a prince of Danish origin. Despite not being of Greek origin, he was much more popular than his predecessor, as under his nearly 50-year reign, he expanded the territory of Greece with the incorporation of the Ionian Islands and Thessaly, and oversaw several decades of prosperity. However, this prosperity would not last, as he would be assassinated on March 18, 1913. Much like the rest of Europe, Greece was affected by World War I. In Greek society, there was debate over whether to enter World War I or not. Neutrality was favored by Constantine I and the monarchists, who didn't want to upset Germany and maintain friendly relations. Meanwhile, entry into the war on the side of the Allies was supported by the Prime Minister Eleftheros Venizelos and other nationalist-minded Greeks who saw World War I as an opportunity to liberate more Greek-inhabited lands from the Ottomans. The disagreements between Constantine and Venizelos got severe enough to the point and led to the National Schism, which was basically a mini-civil war. After the Central Powers invaded parts of Eastern Macedonia, Venizelos officers launched a coup in Thessaloniki and made their own separate government in northern Greece. This angered Constantine and the monarchist elements of Greek society, which led to a series of violent clashes between the monarchists and Venizelists in Athens. The Allies intervened on the side of the Venizelists and helped confront the monarchist forces, even though the monarchists initially drove off the Allies at first. The ensuing naval blockade on Athens forced Constantine to abdicate his throne to his son Alexander and allowed Venizelos to reign control of the whole country. Under Venizelos' leadership, Greece entered the war on the side of the Allies. In 1917, and helped rejuvenate the Allied war effort. In fact, thanks to the inclusion of Greece on the Balkan front, they were able to break through the Macedonian front, which forced Bulgaria to surrender. Since Austro-Hungary was now exposed to invasion, they also had to surrender. Greece helped the Allies win World War I and was rewarded with most of Thrace and Smyrna. Unfortunately for the Greeks, these would soon be undone by the Greco-Turkish War. After their victory in World War I, Greece was inspired by the Megali idea, a belief which seeks to restore the Byzantine Empire, wanted to take more Greek-inhabited lands that were still under Ottoman control. Despite making gains early on, things would take a turn for the worst as Alexander would get bitten by a monkey in 1920 and die days later of sepsis. This destabilized the Greek government as it reignited the conflict between the monarchists and Venizelos. The Venizelos eventually got voted out of the Greek parliament, and Constantine retook the throne. Since Venizelos was no longer in power, Constantine replaced all the Venizelos generals with inexperienced monarchist generals. The change in government made France and Britain second-guess their support for Greece. This would have devastating effects on the Greek war effort, as it allowed Kemal Ataturk and his nationalist forces to pull off a massive counteroffensive, which kicked the Greeks out of Anatolia. This would be called the Asia Minor catastrophe, as most of the Greeks who lived in Anatolia were ethnically cleansed by the Turks. After suffering the devastating loss against the Turks in 1922, the Greek army mutinied, which forced Constantine to once again abdicate his throne, leaving it to his eldest son, George, to inherit. George was on very shaky ground since the monarchists were blamed for losing the war against Turkey, and the Venizelos were now in control of the army. After a failed coup attempted by some royalist officers, the military had enough of the monarchy. After purging the remaining monarchists in the army, the military deposed King George and officially abolished the monarchy on March 25, 1924. Had history gone differently, the Greek monarchy could have ended here like the other monarchies that were irreversibly destroyed in the aftermath of World War I. Just a year prior, Greece's arch-enemy abolished the Ottoman Sultanate and established the modern Republic of Turkey. However, due to a decade of chaos following 1924 and a series of unlikely circumstances, the monarchy was restored in 1935. However, the story of that will be saved for the next episode of Facts with Abdullah.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capital if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. I've passed 100,000 miles. I'm feeling very still, and I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong, can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear...
I have her sing. That's a strange ending. We should have you sing.
Laurina?
Yeah, well, it must be you, the only me in the room.
I'm the only Laurina.
The only Laurina. All right, that was John Justice Parker. You're going to be able to see him on Tuesday night at Caps Off for a Cause at Crazy Uncle Mike's. I think John is going to be our closer.
He's going to be the closer. Now, you came up with a new deal with the Boys and Girls Club.
We're going to see if we can pull that off.
And the dancers and things that are going to come. Now, I used to coach Boys and Girls Club football in Kips Bay in the Bronx. I did it for a year. And I'm going to tell you something. Those kids had the best uniforms I've ever seen.
So
and they were aggressive players. So I'm excited to get them involved in this as well.
Hopefully it's kind of last minute, but we're going to see if we can get them to perform for us on Tuesday night at Crazy Uncle Mike's. So more to come.
Interesting.
All good stuff.
Interesting.
All right, so we've had Laurina Anderson, your energy shifter, and now we've got Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. It was a full moon on Friday. You fell on Thursday night, right as we were like going into this major full moon. And there's another one coming up. So we're going to talk to Helen
Another
and see.
fall?
Another full moon at the end of the month. But we've got a lot of greatness happening. Today's the 5-5 portal. So let's roll Helen's intro.
Or not.
They're looking for it. They've been looking for it, all right?
It's got to be there.
All right, and there she is.
Here I am.
Happy Tuesday, Helen. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, and we're almost at Mother's Day, too.
Okay, so what's cooking?
What's cooking? Let's get our money in order. Let's get our business plan organized and ready for presentation. So what's happening today is the moon is going to move into Capricorn, which is a good business sign. It's in positive aspect to the Sun in Taurus and Mercury in Taurus, which are all earth signs. So it's time for being dependable, for being focused. It's a good money sign. And so let's get our investments, finances, and hopefully our careers in order. We can advance them. And now is a great time to write up a new resume or a new business proposal. But we got to put it on hold before we present it.
Why do we have to put it on hold?
Well, as you know, we have Saturn, Neptune, and Mars all in Aries. So the moon in Capricorn is going to be making a T-square. It's going to be squaring those three planets, plus it's going to be opposing Jupiter. So we have a T-square in the heavens, and so this is a stressful aspect.
Until when?
Until the moon goes into Aquarius, which will be on Friday.
Okay.
So what's happening is there's a lot of competition out there. Everybody's trying to get ahead, to do the same thing, to get their projects off the ground. And so we have to be careful as we're competing with other people that we don't undermine anybody, that we don't challenge anybody, that we don't let our tempers flare, because Mars has a tendency to get temperamental, especially when it's in Aries. So we may overestimate our abilities. We may overestimate how much funding we can expect. We may underestimate how much competition If you're planning for Mother's Day events, there's going to be a lot of competition for event space, for catering ability. So make your plans early, but I would say let's do what Mom is comfortable with, not what we want to do, and let's keep it simple.
Simple is nice.
Simple is best. That way we won't be, worried about competing for space, competing for catering, competing for product. And then there's other considerations. Since Jupiter is in Cancer and we've got the planets in Taurus, these are all signs that are ruling domestic circumstances, the home, the family. As far as the home is concerned, with Mars in negative aspects, things could unexpectedly break down, or you didn't see something that was going to be happening or limiting your ability to make your plans or to have your gatherings. So we have to make sure that everything is functioning and that we're not caught off guard.
I think people want to know business, jobs. A lot of kids are graduating right now. What does that look like?
It looks pretty good. Taurus is pretty good. Like I said, get your resume together, get your plans together for business proposals. But remember, you're going to have a lot of competition, not only for space, for time, and for product, but also for money. So, Taurus and Cancer and Capricorn all rule the money and the funding.
Because a lot of them are graduating and everyone's competing for the same few jobs that there are out there.
Well, I heard a report on the news that there was a good prospect for the graduating class, that there are a lot more jobs that
in the AI industry, yes.
AI engineering, and also the trades like electrician and things like that. If you have aptitude in those fields, those are the fields that are going to be moving ahead. As far as administrative and service type jobs, other than healthcare is also good, but administrative jobs, over the years they've kind of disappeared with automation and now with AI. But medically, there's some wonderful new things that have come up medically, including the ability for AI to see when pancreatic cancer is like in the early stages. And I've heard from the FDA administrator that they have new ways of treating it. So that's hopeful. So there should be a lot of medical advancements coming up.
What about business people, entrepreneurs, people that are in business for themselves? What about that field?
I think that field is growing. Gemini is a sign of somebody that's creative, and they're not the kind of people that like to go to a job every day. They like movement and flexibility. So having their own business, whether it's communications, food is good, home decorating is good. Anything having to do with engineering and technical things and construction, those are all good. Those are all energized by Mars and the planets Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, and the 3 planets in Aries. So all those are moving ahead. However, you have to be unique, you have to be different in order to stand out among the crowd. You want to be unique.
And that's true also about that competition you're talking about. You have to be different in order to prosper. But you see the forecast that it's smooth sailing. There's a lot of different technologies that are coming about. Even in the business that we're at, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Remind me, I have to ask you a question off the show, because there are things that we can do that you couldn't do 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You can do them now. And you don't need as much room space to do it in. It's actually done with a computer, which is amazing. I never understood. And we have the computers to do things that we're not even aware of that we can do. It was just brought to my attention. So I hear exactly what you're saying.
Now, the other thing that's important with Uranus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius is sports. If you're good at a certain sport, now is the time to move ahead in that field. Whatever field it is that you're good at. But anything having to do with athletics and sports and fitness, gyms, things like that, those are all good too under these aspects, especially with Mars and Aries, is like, you know, the trainer, the fitness, the soldier, all being in good shape. Today, you know, the president signed something about the national fitness, and they had some children on there who were participating in being fit and in sports. So that's a good thing, especially for young people to get involved. You know, start early, whatever your talent is. I know a lot of girls, they were saying they were in volleyball, and there's changes also in how athletes and finances are treated in college. So those things are all going to be moving ahead. So I think it's a very positive time. Jupiter is going to be changing signs from Cancer into Leo on July 1st, and that'll be a year that it's going to be in Leo. So now we have nothing but positive, masculine, outgoing, forceful, enthusiastic aspects. Leo is good for entertaining and for show business, the stage, makeup, fashion, all of those things. So let's get glammed up and get ready. Let's be healthy so that we can participate when the planets change. And there's some other planets going to be changing, the fast-moving inner planets. Mars is going to be going into Taurus, which is a much more stable sign for it on May 19th. Venus will be changing into Cancer, which is good for home, for fashion, for things relating to moms and women and children and babies. All those things are going to benefit for that month. And then Mercury will be entering Gemini on the 18th, and that is going to really be a great time to present your invention, your product, your service, to communicate, to reach people, to get involved in civic affairs. Transportation will improve. So all those changes are going to be positive when we have the final full moon in May, which, as you said, is the blue moon. That's going to be in Gemini and Sagittarius. So that is just going to give a big boost to all those aspects of our life.
Interesting. It has to do with what you talked about before. Change and opportunity is at the doorstep.
Yes,
And
passion, purpose, and their calling.
Absolutely. If you take advantage of the fact what she's talking about, if you do it. Now remember, you may not play a sport, or you may, and I don't, and then I manage the person that plays the sport. So it depends on how you look at it.
But so you're still involved in sports.
Exactly.
But I feel like there is so much competition. I was thinking about this morning.
But it's good.
It's good until people start being competitive with each other in not a good way, where competition doesn't become a kind competition. It becomes a hurtful competition. And then maybe we need to simplify things. I feel like everyone's on a race to, I don't know where we're on a race to compete with one another, to make the extra money, to buy the extra things, to do the extra stuff. But we're losing our sense, I think, of humanity. We're losing our sense of connection. We're losing our sense of relationships. So maybe that's the simplification of it, where we can actually sit down for Mother's Day and connect and maybe compete. I don't even want to say compete, but work together, collaborate.
Well, part of it, you have to
simplify.
But you have to collaborate and play nice in the sandbox.
That's the side.
Leaders lead. If you're going to be good, Sophia, right to the top. Jay, right to the top. Gato, right to the top. A couple of kids in here, they're going to strive to get to the top. But what I love about what she's saying is if you look at how they do it, constantly teaching, constantly. Gato doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. Constantly, making them better for the opportunities, exactly what Laurina was talking about. But then they said they don't slam anybody. As a matter of fact, they slam less than I do. Because I come down on them. Because I'm real life. They're not. I'm the real pain. She's not. I'm the one that's going to happen to you when you walk out that door. They are not. You know, not we all get a trophy.
Well, the bottom line, too, is how do you compete with yourself?
True that.
How do you allow yourself to step in a greater part of who you are and allow yourself to grow, to improve, to develop? Be in competition with yourself. Ask yourself, okay, what did I do yesterday? Was that to the best of my ability? And if it's not, what do I have to do new today to allow myself to really experience the greater part of who I am?
But a lot of this is changing with the planets.
Right. So, you know, Mars is Mars is not happy to lay around. And in Aries, it's like a go-getter. So it's a positive energy. So we're all really positive energies, except, like I said, the competition. Let's be nice. Like you said, some people are not going to be nice. Some people are going to get ahead at the expense of others.
yeah.
And those people are going to be left behind because everybody wants to be fair and have a fair playing field. And that's what we're striving for.
Exactly. But it's good news to hear it's out there to be had. You know, there are those that sit back and say, is it going to come for me? No, you got to go get it. At least create the opportunity for it to happen, and it's there. The signs are all there to do it.
Now, on the other hand, you know, speaking of opportunity, which is very fleeting, it's a Jupiter thing, it's very fleeting. A lot of people deny themselves opportunity. You offer them an opportunity, and they're going to find all kinds of reasons why they don't want to take advantage of it.
Exactly.
So let's get like open-minded and not hold ourselves back, like Laurina said, but let's be kind about it. So the positive energies, the forceful energies, are going to propel you to move ahead. You're not going to be able to stand still or get involved in your rut. And the rut is going to get harder and harder to maintain. Once Mars enters Taurus, then it's going to become a problem.
And you know, I love what you said, Helen, about being kind, because there are many of us that are so hard on ourselves that we're constantly pushing and pushing and pushing. My whole point is that if you set your intentions in your own energy field with love, kindness, and praise, then the universe conspires on your behalf to be able to bring that goal, your purpose, to life. So, yes, absolutely, Helen. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. It doesn't cost anything. Put a smile on your face.
It takes more energy, though, to be kind.
It does.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
Well,
No,
it does.
I think it does.
It does, because it's like playing defense and offense. It takes more energy to play defense than it does to play offense, because you know where you're going on offense. And on defense,
You know where
are.
you're going on offense. A lot of people don't.
But they do. They just don't realize it yet. That's my whole point. It's exactly what I learned. They do. But with people like her, like Helen, telling you, listen, these are the spots. Make it happen. It's important. You can't lose the message. And you can't say you weren't told, because you are.
True.
So now Pluto is making a station, is going to go backwards. And Pluto has been in Aquarius, so over the last 6 months, there's been progress made in inventions, progress made in people wanting freedom, but they didn't quite get there. So now Pluto is going to go back over those spaces, those degrees. So now we have a chance to achieve what maybe we fell short on achieving in the last 6 months. So don't give up on your projects. Don't give up on your hopes and dreams. Let's not give up on the path to freedom and peace for everyone. It's going to happen. We're going to have to readjust and revisit some of the things that we've done, rework them, reimagine them, or tweak them so that when the Pluto phase goes final in the fall, we can move ahead.
Love it. It's good stuff.
And what do you think about the war and the oil?
The situation will get better once Jupiter moves out of Cancer, because now it's making negative aspects to Saturn and Neptune, which rule the oil. Saturn restricts the oil. Jupiter will increase the oil because they'll both be fire signs, and in positive aspect. It'll also be coming to the opposition of Pluto in Aquarius, which is freedom. So we'll see some positive things. I think when Mars goes into Taurus in another couple weeks, there might be if not before, there might be a resuming of actual military action, and that will be like the final 6 weeks. And after that, I think things should settle down, and we should have peace and freedom, at least a start to it.
What do you think about the midterm elections coming up? Changing the country, or it's going to stay the same?
I think that people are sick and tired of anybody that's holding us back from moving ahead, anybody that doesn't mind if people don't get paid. people who have really, really radical ideas that don't meet the symbol of freedom and democracy are going to be left behind, and I think the men are going to take over.
So you're blaming women?
Yeah,
I'm not blaming women. I'm just
think the
saying
women
the
are gonna
focus
take
is going to
over.
shift.
To
With
men?
Uranus in Taurus for the last 7 years, women have been in charge.
Really?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying we're going from negative or feminine type planets and aspects to very, very masculine type planets and aspects.
Well, this is going to be very interesting to watch.
Okay. Sounds good. And how do people find you?
One more thing I want to say is Mother's Day is going to be very beautiful. There's going to be lots of love and joy. So be sure you recognize your mom. You know, your mom knows you better than anybody. So even if she criticizes you, it's only for your best. Try to live up to mom's expectations. It'll be a wonderful family day, so I hope everybody will enjoy.
Amen to that.
And those of you who don't have moms anymore, your mom in heaven is watching you and loving you. Like mine.
Like mine.
Like mine. Sure that. All right. They can find you, Helen, at Cosmic Astrology Society on TikTok and on Facebook. And here on Tuesdays. And you're going to be joining us Tuesday at the event.
The event is Tuesday? Wonderful.
You're the one that told us Tuesday.
Yeah, we didn't want to do it this week, that's for sure. Next week, the planets are wonderful. So, yes, it's going to be a great time for all of that.
And we'll set up a table on the side, so if you want to talk to her, you can go and talk
Tuesday,
to her.
Caps Off for a Cause. Yes, that day we picked because of Helen.
So we'll see you then. We'll see you all then.
We'll see you all then.
What time is it? 5:30?
5 to 7:30.
5 to 7:30, Crazy Uncle Mike's. It's a great place. They make their own beer. It's wonderful.
Oh, I saw you hitting the beer bar.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Helen, so much. More to come. Let's take a quick break. We'll see what else they've got, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. More to come.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Welcome to La Mesa Cafe Bistro, where every cup has a story. From freshly brewed coffee to comforting, flavorful dishes, it's the perfect place to slow down and savor the moment. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Stop by and taste the difference at 48 Northeast 1st Avenue in Boca Raton.
Looking for great coffee and a place to unwind? Come to Tiki Coffee and Desserts. We serve gourmet coffee made fresh, rich espresso, smooth lattes, and handcrafted specialty drinks made just the way you like them. Pair it with one of our delicious desserts, from creamy cheesecakes to fresh pastries and sweet treats made to satisfy every craving. No matter what you're in the mood for, you can trust that it's been prepared with care and quality ingredients. Enjoy a warm, welcoming atmosphere where our friendly staff make you feel right at home the moment you walk in. Whether you're meeting friends, taking a break, getting some work done, or simply treating yourself, Tiki Coffee and Desserts is the perfect stop. Don't miss out on an irresistible experience you'll want to come back to again and again. Tiki Coffee and Desserts, the hottest new coffee shop in Boca.
At AM2TV, we don't just create content, we produce experiences. From concept to final cut, we bring your vision to life with cinematic quality and precision. Whether it's music videos, branded content, or live productions, we make it stand out. AM2TV, where your vision gets amplified.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, we're back.
How lovely was that?
It's shocking all over the place. Well, I'm
Surprises
shocked.
and surprises. See, I told you Friday new things are happening.
Yes, you did.
It just is a feel like there's a momentum, and then Friday, it's all just going to get better.
Well, we have a visitor coming on Friday that's going to make this super duper around 12:30.
Yep.
The Boca Tribune will be in the building, and that's been a while that I've always wanted to have that kind of input. We had it one time during COVID, when in Studio B they were talking about how to get monies on the PPP.
Yeah, but that wasn't for us. That was for a show we were producing.
It wasn't for us. It was for somebody else, yes.
And this is actually to bring awareness to the event on May 12th at Crazy Uncle Mike's. I keep saying May 12th thinking it's so far away. We're not even realizing that we're actually May 5th right now. A lot of good things.
Next Tuesday. She picked the date. She says, is that next Tuesday?
A lot of graduations. The crew, they're going back home, a lot of them. They're graduating. So congratulations to our crew that I don't even know if we're going to see some of them again before
I think they're gone. You look in this room and you go, where they go?
They just go.
They're gone.
But things still go. And now new kids are applying for summer.
Yes.
And that's kind of just how this whole
Well, we always
situation
roll
works out.
with this thing. You know, it's always been a roll.
It is what it is, and it changes and it grows, and there's competition out there, and it's harder, but we've got some of our graduates that are staying with us through the summer, and Brooklyn's going to stay with us once she graduates, which is exciting. She's going to increase her days, so we'll have Brianna more.
Yes. The amazing
We'll have
thing
Fonzie
is
more.
what's been coming in is different than what was going out. It's two different deals going on right now. And I think that maybe they've become more aware that it is tough, and you got to learn. And you got to learn quickly, and you got to turn it over and turn it. It's like Fonzie said yesterday. The one thing he learned when he came in here is when Freddie says he wants it in 2 days, it means 2 days, not 2 weeks. And you have to turn things over faster. Your mind's going to work faster. Some of them work a little bit too fast, but nonetheless.
She's going to be working today on something else that she's going to be working hard on.
Nonetheless,
so it's Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, everyone. More to come. A lot of good stuff.
Good stuff.
And tomorrow we've got an early visitor that I've got to figure out how we're going to do that. We've got Anne-Marie Scorty going to join us early tomorrow. So between morning and midday, maybe we can record something and pop it in for the midday.
Huh?
She's coming up from the Keys to head up north, but she's going to be here at 10:30. So we're kind of between shows, but...
What are you going to do at 10:30 tomorrow being Wednesday?
I may capture it and then play it at midday.
Oh, you're going to capture a show? Well, that's good to know.
We're going to see. Dana's coming in early, too. We can talk about Anne-Marie and how she did. You worked with Anne-Marie, didn't you, Laurina?
I did. I'm sorry, I'm off mic.
Okay.
But yes, I did. It was absolutely amazing.
So we're going to...
So we're going to have that group in here tomorrow morning?
Mm-hmm.
After the midday, after the morning show? Mm-hmm. Hey, where are you going to put them? Here? Mm-hmm. Over there? You doing the midday? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Go find out. We'll find out.
You put this together?
I don't. The Angels did.
And we're back to that again.
I don't put anything together. God and the angels align things the way they're supposed to.
You know, when you say to me that things are, I need clean up in aisle 4, I tell you, okay, I'm going to go clean it up. I never spring this on you. When were you going to tell me all of that?
I did tell you because Dana told us she'd be in early also tomorrow.
Early for Dana means 11:30.
She'll be in at 10:30.
What you're doing at 10:30 is a whole nother ball game.
Well,
that has to be prepared. Did you tell Sophia? Did you tell Gato?
He'll be
Did you
here.
tell any? You didn't tell nobody nothing.
What do I need to tell them for?
Because you got to prepare us.
What are you preparing?
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna do it your way.
All right. So join us tomorrow. The portal, as they say, is open. It's also chapter 6 of the 10 Commandments, and it is a long chapter. So if you have not read your chapter yet for book club, start reading. I brought the book in to try to read between shows today. It's a long chapter. It's interesting. No judgment. things, all of those
They
things.
keep looking at your fingernails.
I have to remember what I was reading.
All three of them are coming?
Who's the third? Yes.
Dana, all three of them?
And Max, 4.
I might show up.
Lorena,
All
5.
5 of them?
Yeah.
I may have to go get a
I may need
sandwich.
to light a candle for you tomorrow.
No, I may be out. It wasn't bad enough that I tripped on the tire. Now you want me to slip off of the roof or something.
No, not at all. You'll be well protected.
Just when it was all calm. And then tomorrow, it begins
Look how
again.
nice and calm it is today. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So join us tomorrow, 10 Recommendments Book Club, Chapter 6, and new show with Dana Sardano, The Ubuntu Room, on True Oldies Radio every other Thursday night at 7:30, starting next week for a summer series. So cool things. Ready to wrap it up?
We're going to have words.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Yeah, and don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.